Hey guys, Ed here, bringing you part 3 of What If Deku Was a Super Soldier. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of the video. That said, let's get into it.
Fearless.
Where we last left off, Izuku followed a woman that looked like Nana into a hospital, only to find himself face to face with the family he left behind 60 years prior. By the time he left the hospital, he just wanted to be alone, and Hawks decided to take him to a gym belonging to the Hero Safety Commission, so that he couldn't be alone with his thoughts, because from the looks of it, he needed it. Hawks took Izuku to the gym. He inspected all the equipment, and he just looked at the punching bag. His eyes focused on it, and that's when his mind took him back in time, showing all the negatives in his life. He was brought back to reality just because the punching bag broke and needed to be replaced. As that was going on, we cut over to a Midori residence during dinner. Inko would say, "Izumi, you're eating pizza." Izumi would say, "Yeah, Grandpa ordered it before I got home because Grandma Hana had to go to the hospital. And by the way, how is she?" Inko would say, "She's doing fine. She simply got too excited. The hospital needed her to stay the night, so to make sure that nothing's wrong with her." The old man was still grumpy because his brother was still alive, and finally having the chance to say what he has on his mind, only for it to be shut down by his very own mother. Izumi would say, "What happened to Grandpa?" Inko would say, "He got into the argument with Grandma Hana." Izumi would say, "Mom, who's Izuku Midoriya, the first hero?" Inko would say, "Well, it's kinda hard to explain, but long story short, he's Dad's older brother, and my uncle." Izumi would say, "Wait, Grandpa's older brother? But I thought he died during a war a long time ago." Kenji, annoyed, he would say, "Yes, Izuku was my brother, but that doesn't mean I'll stand for his nonsense after 60 years. Izumi would say, "It doesn't make sense. Izuku Midoriya died 60 years ago." Kenji would say, "Yeah, that's what we all thought, but he cheated death, and he hasn't aged a day." Ingo would say, "Dad, I think it's a good thing. He could probably move on and be free to live his own life." Kenji would say, "No, that crazy bastard doesn't even know how to move on. And besides, you think he'll move on just like that? He probably is somewhere getting his frustrations out." Izumi would say, "Grandpa, are you sure about that?" Kenji would say, "Izumi, he became a stone statue 60 years ago, and he wakes up only to find out that everyone he knew moved on without him. And now Japan is going to freak out. It will be worse than that time when All Might got to the #1 spot, just because the prodigal son has returned." I can already see the headlines. Izumi will say, "So, you don't need me tomorrow, right?" Inko would say, "Not that I know of." Kenji would say, "No, me and your mom will go get Mom out of the hospital. By the way, have you decided which course and which high school you'll be going to?" Izumi would say, "Yes, I decide on going to UA for the hero course. And from tomorrow onwards, All Might will be training me?" Kenji would say, "What the fuck? No! I had this discussion 60 years ago with my brother, and I'm not gonna have one 60 years later with you. Besides, you don't have a quirk. and that is a mandatory requirement for UA's hero course. Inko would say, Dad, they changed it last year. Even quirkless people could try out. Kenji would say, no, and that is final. I am not going to watch my granddaughter crash and burn like my brother did. No, I will not stand for it. Nor will I let history repeat itself. And All Might out of all people. Ugh, I wouldn't trust him with a train of goldfish. He'll probably overfeed him and then die out of neglect. Inko would say, Dad, why don't you give her a chance? Kenji, frustrated, he'll say, Fine. Izumi, I want to believe in you, but if things don't go the way you want them to, you are going to a regular high school and get a regular job. As Kenji let his own words sink in, he is reminded of the time where Izuku and him were regular kids, and they got to get along quite well, until the moment they didn't anymore. And he decided to not repeat the same mistake as he did all those years ago. As months passed by, Izuku was in the gym, only going out whenever he was hungry or tired of the same scenery. Hawks went to visit Izuku. Izuku would say, What is it this time? Hawks would say, You got a visitor, sir. Izuku would say, I told you I don't want visitors. A voice would say, Even for me? I brought some taiyaki for old time's sake. Izuku looked in shock as he would say, Wait, taiyaki? Sorahiko? Is that you? Sorahiko would say, Yep, it's me. At first I couldn't wrap my head around the idea that you survived, but I must say, it seems yesterday the last time you and I shared a taiyaki. Izuku would say, Yeah, you haven't grown an inch since I last saw the 10-year-old brat picking fights. Sorahiko would say, Shut up! I'm old now, so I shrank. And for your information, I used to be tall and strong. Izuku would say, I believe that when I see it. But I want to ask you, what happened during all this time? Sorahiko would say, Well, Izuku, where do I start?
A few moments later.
And that's how the top 10 heroes are ranked, and the hero schools, the Hero Society, came to be. Izuku, in disappointment, he would say, I'm over this crap. So it's true. I didn't finish the job back then. And that led to Nana's death. I'm just useless. Sorahiko would say, Don't be like that, Izuku. Think on how many lives you managed to save. Besides, you inspired a lot of people even to this day. They look up to you. Izuku would say, I don't care about that. I never got to tell Nana how I felt, nor the fact that I spoke with her father before war happened, and the ring I got her. But now, she's gone. Sorahiko would say, On that note, she passed down the torch to her student, Toshinori Yagi, aka All Might. And he took care of him 5 years ago. Izuku would say, What? You're saying that her student defeated him? Where's the body? Sorahiko would say, I don't know about the details, but if you'd like, I can give him a call to see if I can introduce you to. And you can ask him all you need from him. Izuku would say, Alright. It can't hurt to meet the guy, right? Meanwhile, on Daguba Beach, All Might was training Izumi as the original. But training came to a halt because his phone was ringing, only to see it was his master's caller ID, and he was shaking in fear. All Might shaking, he would say, Hello, Gran Torino. How may I help you? Sorahiko would say, Toshi, are you busy right now? All Might would say, I'm in the middle of training my successor. Sorahiko would say, wait, you found one? Did Night convince you to pass it on to Mr. Tokada? All Might would say, no. Even though young Mirio was a good candidate, I found someone good, if not better. Sorahiko would say, where are you guys? I'd like you to meet someone. All Might would say, we are at Dagobah Beach, and who is it that you want to introduce me to? Sorahiko would say, well, we're on our way then. See you in about 20 minutes or so. All Might stood there in fear, knowing that Gran Torino would be there with someone, and he didn't know if this person knew about his deflated form. And sooner than All Might expected, Gran Torino was there alongside Izuku. All Might would say, I am here, greeting my former sensei as a hero. Izuku unamused would say, so, Sorahiko, this is the so-called #1 pro hero? And Nana student? Sorahiko sighing, he would say, yep, unfortunately. But thanks to him, crime rate here in Japan went down significantly. All would say, Gran Torino, who might this young man be? Sorahiko would say, yes, I nearly forgot. You can buff down if you'd like. All Might would say, but could you tell me who this person is? He mentioned Nana-sensei. Sorahiko would say, right, this is Izuku Midoriya. The same Izuku Midoriya I talked about years ago. All Might glaring at Izuku, he would say, I see. But the question is, what does the first hero want with me? Izuku would say, your appearance as a living skeleton aside, I want to ask you a question. Sorahiko told me that you defeated Shigaraki, but you'd known him as All for One. My question is, where's the body? All Might confused, he would say, excuse me? What do you mean by that? Izuku slightly irritated, he would say, I meant what I said. Where is the body of All for One? Because I heard from Sorahiko that you defeated him 5 years ago. All Might would say, right, I don't know. Izuku cleaning his ear with his finger, he would say, sorry, I must have heard wrong. Could you repeat yourself for me? All Might would say, sure. I said, I don't know, as in I have no idea where his body could be. He probably died off somewhere after that battle. Izuku grabbing onto All Might's collar, he would say, weren't you the last person to see him? I mean, you defeated the damn bastard yourself, right? So how in the world could you not know where that monster is? Huh? All Might would say, well, you see...
A few moments later.
And that's what happened. Izuku would say, God damn, you're useless. Why did Nana give One for All to you? All Might confused would say, wait, how do you know about One for All? Izuku would say, because I was offered One for All, and I refused it. Later I found out that Nana took it instead, and Sorahiko told me that she passed it on to you. And I also heard from him that you are training your successor. I need to know who. All Might pointing at a pile of trash, he would say, her. I think it will be a great candidate, especially for her hero instincts, jumping into action at the shopping district a few months ago. Izuku would say, wait, shopping districts? A few months ago? You don't mean... Before Izuku could finish his sentence, Izumi made her way to All Might very exhausted, as Izumi would say, I think I need a break, All Might. I can't feel my legs. All Might would say, yes, young Izumi, you earned yourself a break. As I was saying, Izuku interrupting, he would say, Hey, do you even know how to train people? All Might confused would say, yes, I made a perfect training regimen. I call it the American Dream Plan. So Rico would say, well, have fun, I got some stuff to take care of. Before Izuku could say anything, he realized that they were at Daguba Beach, and flashbacks started to flood his mind. But as memories of the past faded, he saw the trash-littered beach with an area where it was cleared recently. And then he looked at Izumi, feeling sorry for her, until he realized one thing. Izumi was the name that his brother mentioned, which meant that the girl was related to him. Izumi, looking at Izuku, not recognizing him, she would say, "It's you! You saved a few months ago. You never told me your name." Izuku would say, "My name is Izuku Midoriya, but I believe you knew it." Izumi, realizing, she would say, "Wait, so you're my grandpa's brother? I mean, you look differently in the pictures that Grandma Hana has." Izuku would say, "Chill, kid. Just call me Izuku." "So, All Might is training you to pass on his quirk to you." Izumi, freaking out, she would say, "No, I'm going to UA, so he's gonna give me a hand, yeah." Izuku would say, "Relax. I already know about One for All. I want to ask you something. With better jobs out there, why do you want to be a hero?" Izumi would say, "Well, ever since I was a kid, I looked up to heroes, and seeing them save so many people, it inspires me, and someday I want to do the same, inspiring other people." Izuku would say, I must say, looking at you reminds me of myself. The life of a hero isn't that easy, and sometimes you'll hate yourself for it, and other times you'll wonder if there was a different way. But the question is, can you bear the responsibility upon your shoulder?" Izumi would say, "Yes, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'll make sure I can bear the responsibility of a hero." Izuku would say, "Alright, I'll help you improve yourself, because it seems that All Might is putting you through hell for no good reason." All Might would say, "It's to help her develop certain muscles." Izuku would say, "Alright, All Might, let me see this American dream plan of yours." Izuku looked over the American dream plan, and his eyes widened in shock. Izuku, shocked, he would say, "I have no words to describe this." All Might would say, "I personally put this regimen together from diet to sleep time." Izuku would say, "I don't know if you realized, but Izumi is a girl. She physically has different types of muscle mass. This workout you came up with is for guys." All Might would say, "Is there a difference?" Izuku would say, "What they teach you in school? Of course there's a difference. Do you not know where babies come from? Or should I tell you that too?"
A few moments later.
Izuku, calming down, "Now, All Might, one last time. Girls are more flexible than boys. Boys are more rigid and durable than girls." All Might would say, alright, I get it. What's the point?" Izuku would say, "The point is, this regiment was made with a boy in mind, not a girl. Therefore you should invest in developing her body and not changing her body." All Might, shocked, would say, "I see. What should we do?" Izuku would say, "You? Nothing. I'll come up with a regiment, then teach her some forms of martial arts, and diet so she can develop as a woman." All Might would say, "What do you mean?" Izuku would say, "I've been friends with Nana since we were 7. Growing up with her, she was as flat as a board, and she did not like it. My experience is that girls hate being underdeveloped. Ask any woman. All Might sweating bullets, she was like, got it. I'll take your word for it. As time flew by with Izuku's help, Izumi's body developed, and she was given One for All sooner, and learned 1% full counting thanks to Izuku's help. And then the day of the entrance exams arrived. As Izumi did the exam, we cut over to Izuku on the cleared out Dagobah beach, as he started to remember more stuff. But his thoughts were interrupted by Hana. Izuku would say, Mom, how did you find me? Hana would say, Izuku, sometimes you forget I am your mother. But Izumi told me where to find you, and I came to check myself. How does it feel to be back in the world? Izuku would say, I don't know how to feel. Nana is gone, Akino is gone, most of my friends from high school are gone. The members from the research division, everyone there is gone. Not to mention 60 years of my life. They're gone. Hana would say, Izuku, why do you dwell on the negative? Shouldn't you be looking towards the bright side? You got a second chance. Izuku looking down, he would say, I don't think I deserve it. I've known people who deserve to live more than me, but they didn't make it. Hana would say, stop saying that, Izuku. You're breaking my heart. I've mourned from that day. I lost your father, and then I lost you. And after 60 years, I get you back. What does a mother have to do in order for her son to visit? Izuku would say, you heard him. He doesn't want to see me. I'm no longer needed. Hana would say, Izuku, thanks to you, Izumi became more confident. Thanks to you, I lived a full life. But my only regret is that you didn't get the chance to live yours. Izuku would say, I guess you're right. Maybe I should. But it's not like I can simply be my age. I mean, I may be the same age as Izumi, but we're from different generations. I don't know what games are trendy anymore. Hana would say, stop being so dramatic. Why don't you go to the same school as Izumi? It gives you a chance to meet people and work out. And also give you a chance to start over. Izuku would say, you really think that it can work out? What should I say to start a conversation? Hana would say, listen to me, Izuku. There are a lot of people that admire you, but they only know about rumors and story about the first hero. Why don't you go to school, and once there you can introduce yourself, not as the first hero, but as you, Izuku Midoriya, the one that didn't run from a fight, no matter the odds, the one that enjoyed classical music and playing the piano just as much as video games, the one that cooked my favorite meal and brought me breakfast in bed on my birthdays. Izuku would say, but Mom, I don't think I can do this. Hana would say, Izuku, if you need to cry, it's okay. It's okay to show your emotions from time to time, but it doesn't mean that you're weak. It's time to lower your defenses. You're home. Just be yourself. Don't worry what other people think, because masking fear for so long is going to be painful. Izuku hugged his mother as he cried in her embrace, letting all of emotions finally out. As hours passed, Izuku accompanied his mother home, and he made a phone call. To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more. Turn on the bell notification to be updated so you never miss a video. That said, peace out.